Role-playing. It's the leap from playing with toys as a child, but you would rather improv at home, in your jammies, than on a stage in front of a live audience that will pay the stage owner so they can judge your every movement. That's me, QB, Game Master for the tabletop show Final Fantasy 69 and creator of the Paradigm Adventures, the pocket role-playing game. This is the show where I go into my practices on tabletop game mastering and designing. Today we're going to talk about how to roleplay safely. Now, role-playing with your friends is lots of fun, but sometimes it can be a challenge. Ideas might butt heads, feelings can get hurt, and role-playing might cross into subject matter that one or more players at the table are uncomfortable with for any reason. This is why it's important to understand how to roleplay safely. A good way to get around awkward situations is knowing who you're playing with. When you're familiar with your players, you can speak to them plainly when something is bad or uncomfortable. However, you might be playing at a convention or going to a meetup at your local game shop. In these situations, you most likely won't know the people you're playing with, and that's fine. There are other tips in case anyone is new to the table that should be followed regardless. The first tip being one of the most crucial steps you will see in most of my videos about game mastering. Talk to the players. The game master for the campaign should talk to all of the players, either together or separately, to go over the tone and subject matter that they expect in the campaign overall. While it's important to talk before the campaign to go over the structure and tone for the game, it's also important to talk before every session about any changes that will be going on, or if the game master wants to explore any harsher subject matter. Even with all the communication game masters and players do prior to the session, things regularly change on the fly, or an off-topics discussion might take a turn. Players and game masters should still have an out during gameplay to veer the topic to a cleaner course. There are plenty of quick ways you can get out of a hairy roleplay situation. These are usually categorized as a yellow, red, and X card. Using these cards at your leisure helps show your comfortability with the subject matter. Before we get into these, I do want to let you know that the X card has been discussed throughout safe role-playing tips online, and I have some articles linked below if you'd like more information. But I prefer to have more options just to give players multiple opportunities to express their level of comfort in a play session. A yellow card tells everyone at the table that you are warning that the subject matter might be going in an uncomfortable direction for you or another player to handle. You may or may not feel comfortable sharing why, but it's a warning to let others know that you're afraid it will go into bad territories. Everyone at the table should be aware not to delve deeper into the subject matter, or at least skirt around the uncomfortable part. The red card tells everyone at the table that you are getting uncomfortable with the subject matter, and the scene should be wrapped up. Everyone at the table should respect that and end the scene as soon as they can. The X card tells everyone that you do not, under any circumstances, want to continue the scene. When the X card is played during a session, it should be taken seriously and the scene should be stopped immediately. If someone wants to butt in a final joke or jab, shut it down immediately and move on to the next scene. If you are the game master, the player that declares they are uncomfortable with the scene are looking to you to shut it down for safety's sake. Anytime your player feels uncomfortable with the roleplay situation, it's important to check in with them at the end of the session to make sure they're okay. You want to have an open and honest discussion about what to avoid in the future. We're all human after all, and we all make mistakes. Like with all interactions, communication is key. Everyone at the table can't have a good time if somebody at the table is not. Make sure you talk clearly about what the campaign will entail, the tone for your session if it's going to dive into heavy topics, and that players have multiple opportunities to declare when they don't want to continue with the topic. It's important to have that open and mindful discussion throughout the entire process. My name's QB, and that's my guide on role-playing safely. See you at the table! Thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw here, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Huge shout out to my Patreon supporters for voting on the topic of this video and helping support my games and shows. If you would like to help out as well, hop on over to patreon.com/QuincyBeolf. You will get access to art and music from our tabletop show the weekend after it debuts, early access to Paradigm Adventure modules, early access to these videos, and the ability to vote on my next projects. All proceeds go to my artists and musicians helping bring everything to life. Hope to see you there!